If your organization is struggling with outdated technology, you may be asking yourself, what do we do? How do we approach this problem and how do we tackle this problem? What exactly do you need to do to solve your outdated technology issues? That's what I want to talk about today. My name is Eric Kimberling. I'm the CEO of Third Stage Consulting. We're an independent consulting firm that helps clients throughout the world reach their third stage of digital transformation success. And when we're helping organizations through their technology initiatives, one of the first questions they ask is, what do we do about the fact that we have outdated technologies? And that's a common question because obviously if you didn't have outdated technologies, you wouldn't be trying to improve and find new ways to leverage technologies to improve your business. So what I want to do today is talk about what the steps are to help define what the best roadmap is forward for your organization and to help give you a path and some steps forward to help you define the roadmap for your organization in their technology initiatives. Now, for more information and guidance on how to approach your digital transformation efforts, I encourage you to download our Digital Enterprise Operations Report, which is an annual report we publish each year that talks about some of the best software solutions in the industry. It provides independent reviews and rankings of different technology solutions and also provides some tips and guidance on how to make your technology initiatives more successful. You can read that for free by scanning the QR code in front of you or using the links in the description field below. The first step in the process, once you've determined the fact that you have outdated technology, is to assess what you have and look at the full portfolio of technologies that you have now, as well as the strengths and weaknesses of the business processes and the organizational components of your organization. It's important to look beyond just simply technology and look at the entire organization, the entire operations, to understand where the strengths of the organization are and where the weaknesses are and the opportunities for improvement. Once you go through this exercise, that tends to clarify and crystallize the priorities of how technology might best improve your business, knowing that you're not going to change everything overnight. Even if you could change everything overnight, you probably don't want to just because of the risk associated with that. So assessing your current options from a technology and a people and a process perspective is extremely important because that's going to give you some guidance and a backdrop and sort of the lay of the land of what needs to happen to ensure that you have a roadmap that's adjusted for your organization and what your priorities are going forward. And that's something that I'll get to here in the next few steps. Now, what's really important here is to recognize that you probably have some strengths as an organization. There's probably some operational strengths, things that you do really well. Maybe they're not perfect, but they're things that you're doing well. You want to make sure you understand those as well as you understand the opportunities for improvement, because ultimately that will give you a foundation to start from and maybe to build some momentum to make improvements in other areas. So as you're assessing your current landscape, it's important to look at everything from people, processes, and technologies to both the strengths and the weaknesses of the organization. Once you've assessed the current situation, you understand the lay of the land of what the technologies are that you're using, what the business processes are, and how the organization is structured. Now you can start to look at what is the technology strategy, what's our roadmap to make improvements. And we're not quite getting to the point where we're evaluating and picking specific technologies yet, but instead what we're doing is aligning and articulating around what the processes are that are going to be improved and what types of technologies we're going to deploy and the general time frame for when that might happen. So in other words, we're laying a starting point of a high-level framework, a high-level roadmap to help define that technology path forward so that eventually and later on, we can continue to flesh that out in more detail and actually start to execute on that plan. But this is a good way for us to look at the big picture of what the overall strategy is, how it supports the overall bigger picture corporate goals and objectives, and really gives you that alignment around the support that you need from the technology initiative to support that future state strategy that you're pursuing as an organization. This is also where you start to quantify what some of the business value might be within your organization. So in other words, if you've identified a certain type of technology as the number one priority to improve your business, you can now start to quantify what is the cost of that technology or the range of cost of that potential technology, as well as what's the business benefit from that technology. So it's a way for you to use a business case and an ROI analysis or return on investment analysis to understand what impact technologies will have on your organization and what the cost and the business value is. Once you define that high-level roadmap, now you can start to drill down into more detail and start executing on that plan. And one of the first things you typically do within an overall strategy and roadmap is to evaluate potential technology options. So we may have identified a certain type of technology that's a priority for the organization, But now in this step, we're going to go through and evaluate specific software solutions and software vendors that will help you achieve those goals and objectives that you've laid out as part of your overall digital and tech strategy. So another way to look at this is sort of a software evaluation and selection phase. This is where we evaluate different types of systems against what our business requirements are and what our overall strategy is as an organization and with our technology roadmap. Now, I'm not going to go into a great amount of detail of how to evaluate and select the right technology, but you can check out this video right here on my YouTube channel that talks about some best practices and some tips around how to select the best software for your organization. So I encourage you to check out that video to help give you some additional guidance on how to do that step. Now, so far we've assessed our current situation, we've defined the high-level strategy and path forward for our technology initiatives, and we've evaluated specific technologies along the way. Now, once we've done that, we've selected the software, and now we can go into more detail defining what the detailed roadmap is. So we've already created a high-level roadmap before we knew what the exact technologies are, but now that we know what the technologies are and the specific technologies we're going to deploy in our organization and when we're going to deploy them, now we can start to create a more detailed plan that fits with whatever that technology solution might be. So another way to look at this is sort of an implementation planning phase of a project where we create a detailed plan, we identify what the steps are, we identify how long the process will take, and we'll identify what kind of resources we need to support our project. So those are a few things that you want to cover as part of an implementation plan. And for more detail on how to create an implementation plan, you can check out this video on my YouTube channel that covers that in a lot more detail, provides step-by-step frameworks for how to create an implementation plan for whatever technology you may have selected for your organization. Now, the last step in this process is to measure the results that you achieve and start to achieve from your technology initiative. So in other words, we don't want to just continue to invest in new technologies and continue to go down this path that we've defined if we're not going back and measuring what the actual results are. Chances are that you're going to go through a technology initiative that's going to be incremental and phased to where you're rolling out different pieces of technologies at different times. So that gives you time to now look back and understand what is it we're actually gaining from that technology and what can we do to optimize those technology investments. And if for some reason we're off track or we're finding we're not being effective in our technology initiatives, now we can pivot and we can make adjustments and course correct along the way. So these are some of the steps that you want to identify as you're going through this step in the process. And measuring results is also important because it gives the project and the overall technology initiative a sense of direction. It keeps you focused on business value, making sure that you're actually getting measurable results from your organization and from your initiatives so that you're not continuing to invest in new technologies without any return to show for it. So measuring results is an important final step in the process for addressing the outdated technologies you might have in your organization right now. So I hope this has provided some guidance on how to address the fact that you have outdated technologies, you may not know where to start, and these few steps to help you get started are meant to give you a path and a framework to get started on the journey to your digital transformation to improve your business. If you're looking for more guidance and you want to dive into more detail, I encourage you to read our Digital Enterprise Operations Report, which we just published here at the beginning of 2024. You can find that and read that to learn more about independent software reviews and rankings, as well as other tips and lessons from other digital transformations throughout the world. You can read that paper for free by scanning the QR code in front of you, or you can go to the links below. So I hope you found this information useful and hope you have a great day. So here's, and if for some reason we're off track or we're finding that we're not being effective in our technology, what